Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, first things first, you got to ask yourself, do you deserve her back? See, anytime when I'm coaching a young man or I'm dealing with a guy and he's trying to get his lady back, and that's typically the case, I ask him, do you deserve her back? Do you want her back because you absolutely love her and you feel like this is the woman you're meant to spend the rest of your life with? Or do you want her back because your ego is hurting and you don't want to be alone and you don't want to lose? You got to be honest with yourself. Because what you have to realize, this isn't about me and you. This isn't about you and her. The decision that you make, you're up against the universe. What I mean by that is, as long as the earth is spinning, everything that you send out is coming back with 10 times the force. So if you're going to get this woman back, knowing that you have not changed, you have not done a life coaching session, counseling session, you have not read a book, Make It Work, A Woman's Influence, you've done nothing to change. You bumped into a YouTube video, you went to watch a video because this may be the easiest route. But if you sit down and read a book, that's a little harder. If you get on a coaching session, that's a little harder, and it costs you something. So a lot of times when we want to get a woman back, we want to take the shortest and the easiest route. And we want her back out of ego. Now, if you want her back out of heart, out of love, meaning you made a mistake, you were very stupid. Now that she stood up for herself and she's moving on with her life, now you realize how stupid you were and now you want to make it right. Guess what? One thing I will say is that a woman's heart, as tough as they try to be in the comment section on videos, a woman's heart is very forgiving. It's a lot of women who talk tough, but it's not a whole lot that back it up. What I mean by that is can drop a man at the drop of a dime, move on with her life, and never look back. That is extremely, extremely rare. If you cheated, if you did more than cheat, and you have a woman like I just mentioned who can drop a man and move on with her life, and you know she's strong, you know this was like your first offense and she's gone, you might not be able to get that woman back. It might be a slim chance. Now, for the rest of the women, it's not her fault. She's a lover. She's a hopeless romantic. She wants things to work out. But guess what? If she didn't do anything to you, if she didn't hurt you, and even if she did, but especially if she didn't, she doesn't deserve for you to lie, cheat, and manipulate her. So this is what I really want you to think about when you want to get your woman back. Think about it from the human aspect. Like, you're asking a human being who has a life and only has one life to live to come back to you and give you her life only for you to cheat, lie, deceive, be whatever all over again. How and why is that fair to her? Why should she take another chance to be with you if you have not shown any signs of change and you're not doing the work? So really think about this, because I don't want you to just go back just to be going back. Like, go back because you made a stupid mistake or you made a stupid choice. We're not even gonna call it a mistake. You made a stupid choice or choices, and you realize this is the woman you want to spend your life with. Now, the next question you have to ask yourself is, can I be perfect in this area for the rest of my life? And you say, okay, yeah, I think I can. You don't sound too sure. So the next question would be, how? What are you going to do different? What are you going to do in between the time of you losing her and you getting her back to give yourself the knowledge and the tools that assures you that if you get her back, if you get her back, you can do right by her. See, this is what I always see. A lot of times men lose a woman and they're begging, they're pleading, they're doing everything to get her back. They'll come do coaching sessions with me. They'll read a book. They'll go to a seminar. They'll go to a retreat. But it's all just to get her back. And then you get her back. You're strong for 6 months, 12 months, maybe even 24 months. And then boom, you fall right back into the same stuff you were doing, the same reasons why she left you before. And listen to me. If you're going and you have every intention and you watching this thinking this finna be one of them red pill MGTOW video, you got this confused. You talking to a real man. You ain't talking no butthurt, soft, sensitive man that hate women. You talking to a real man who accept responsibility for the wrong he's done in his life, for the mistakes that I've made, own up to it. I don't look to blame women. I don't look to blame the white man. I don't look to blame the government. I don't look to blame my parents. I'm the man in the mirror. So if you here and you ain't here for real, blood raw, true, you're on the wrong video, my boy. You got to go one of them soft booty boys that tuck their tail between their legs and that's going to be crying foul and telling you how to hate and lie and deceive and manipulate women to get what they want because they soft-hearted, because they weak, because they grown boys. This right here, this a grown man's zone. So when you coming over here and you getting ready to go to get this woman back, you got to make sure that your heart is pure, that you want to love her, that you want to treat her like a queen, that you realize this God's daughter. You realize not only this God's daughter, this a man and woman's daughter that they love and they want the best for her. You also got to realize that you may have a daughter or you may have a son and they need to see the way that you treat her. So it's a lot riding on this, the whole universe watching. You know why? Because when you do wrong, you reap what you sow. So you will be repaid. So if you are trying to get some tactics to be deceptive and manipulative to get her back, just so you can get your hooks in her, get her complacent, and then go back to being the same trashy man that you were, that caused you to lose her in the first place, the price you're going to have to pay for that, it could end you. The price you're going to have to pay, because remember, what goes around comes around. But when it comes back around, it's coming with it's coming with a force. You hear me? I was about to use a word I don't even know how to spell. It's coming with a force that you have never seen or dreamt of in your life. Oh yeah, some people, in my belief, we call it reaping what you've sown. Other people call it karma. Other people might call it something else. Goes around, comes around. But understand, this ain't no joke. This ain't no joke. It could come back in any form. You don't know how it's going to happen. If it's going to be your health, if it's going to be somebody you love, like your daughter turning out to being somebody that's selling her body because her dad was trash. You don't know how it's going to come back. So you got to ask yourself, is this what I really want? Is this the woman I want? And guess what? If you know you can't be right, if you know you're not inspired to grow and be a real man for her, then let her move on with her life. Let her move on with her life so that you can move on with your life, so you can attract the woman who does make you come alive and who does inspire you. If you see her like a floor mat, then why be with her? Let her go be with a man that's going to treat her like a queen instead of like a floor mat. Like, everybody deserves somebody that's going to love them unconditionally. Be man enough to let go. Be man enough to know when you've done too much damage. Be man enough to take a L. But with that L, make it a lesson instead of just a loss. So be man enough. But now listen, we pass all that. You pass all that, man. 10 minutes flew by. Felt like 3 or 4 minutes. Now let me tell you, if you want to get her back, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to admit to your wrong. And you may have to admit to your wrong in every way. In a handwritten letter, in a text message, in a voicemail if she doesn't answer, in a video. You may have to admit to your wrong. Let me help you understand this. Apologies do not have the words if, and, or but in them. I'm sorry, but if you'll take me back, I'll be sorry for what I did. I'm sorry, and I just want to explain myself and why I did what I did. You need to be able to say, I'm sorry for lying to you, for hurting you, for misleading you, for taking you for granted. I apologize for making those decisions. They were horrible decisions. Since then, so listen, you got to have an apology, but then you got to have some application. What have you done? I've went on mymentor.life. I found the link in the description of a life coach named Tony Gaskins' video. I clicked on the link and I booked a session with him or another coach. I've done 4 sessions. I got another 8 more to go. I'm learning, I'm growing. It's the most painful process I've been through because I realize I'm a punk. I realize I'm a dog. I realize that I've been acting like a worthless human being, and I'm ready to man up and become the man that I need to be for you and also for myself. Now, you see what I mean? That's an apology. See, a lot of times we want to go back and say, I'm sorry for cheating on you, but if you would have listened to me more, it wouldn't have happened. You know, I felt like you pushed me away, and so I had no other choice but to cheat. That's not an apology. That's not an apology. When you going and blaming the other person, blaming her for what you did. You did what you did. Because had she done something to you that was wrong, you could have left. You could have been a man and walked away. But instead, you decided to be a grown boy and you decided to cheat. So understand this. Understand this. You got to apologize, and then you got to do the work. Now, this is the other thing. What you have to realize is when you have offended somebody and you've made this woman leave you, whether it was your first offense or whether it was your 13th offense, if you made this woman leave you, now it's on her timeline. It's on her timeline because she may be working with a coach like me. And so guess what? If she's working with a coach like me, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to work. It is not going to be easy. You're going to have to work. And because what I'm preparing her for is I'm telling her this. If he comes back, I'm telling her this. He needs to do 4 to 12 sessions with me. It's $275 a session. The reason why? Because he need to put his money where his mouth is. If he ain't ready to put his money where his mouth is, he ain't serious. He ain't serious. Because men will go gamble. Men will go trick off. You'll spend money to get Snapchat videos sent to you in the nude from the escorts. You'll go to the casino. You'll go to the game. You'll spend all your money on your Xbox skins and all of this. But then won't spend a dime to help yourself grow. So I'm going to tell her he need a coach or a counselor. You find who you can find. If he can't afford where I'm at, it's coaches on mymentor.life. That's $25. Depending on what you did, I'm going to tell her you need 4 sessions to 12 sessions. And she need to connect with the coach herself and the coach and get permission from you. Have you give the coach permission to tell her each time you complete a session. Not your business and what y'all talking about, but John completed his session today. And you're going to have to work. If she's dealing with a coach like me, you're going to have to work. Then the other thing with this is I'm gonna take and I'm gonna ask her. If he comes back and in 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, he cheats on you again, or he put hands on you again, or whatever the offense is, will you be able to drop him like a bad habit, move on with the rest of your life, and not feel homicidal or suicidal? If she says no, if she say it'll destroy me, if he comes back and he hurts me, it'll destroy me. If I give him another chance and he hurts me, I don't know how I'll get through that, then I'll tell her to don't go back. Don't go back. He don't deserve another chance. That's what I'm telling her. So you got to understand and realize. Now, she might not listen to me, and she might not have a coach like me that's going to tell her. See, I was a dog. So whatever games you done played, anything you done did to this woman, multiply it. Multiply it by 3. If you ain't been with over 100 women, you ain't bad as I was. You ain't bad as I was. I was out there. I was the dog of all dogs. You hear me? I'm not. You see me today, I'm pristine. But that's because I was filthy. So I could be pristine today because I did it all. I did it all. That's why I do this, because this between me and God. I'm righting my wrongs. I got to be real. I got to be transparent. I got to be all the way authentic, because I did too much wrong. I'm not even supposed to be living today. I ain't even supposed to be here today. All the wrong I did. Not just in relationships, outside of that, just being a nasty individual. But Christ renewed me, made me a new man. And that's why I do the work that I do. So understand this. I done did it all. I done seen it all when it come to women. So if she talking to somebody like me, it's going to be extremely hard. You're going to have to put up or shut up. But there's one thing I know. One thing I've learned is that women are forgiving. But what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to show and prove. So understand this. This is her timeline. This is her timeline. This is not your timeline. You can't be, oh, I want to be with you. Oh, I want to be with you. We need to be together. Oh, I want to be with you. Oh, it's taking so long. Why are you holding me out? Why are you holding out on me? You know, I've been calling you every single day for a whole month now, 2 months now, 3 months. Oh, okay, and you did the wrong. You do the crime, you got to do the time. If she needs 6 months to heal, you got to ask yourself, do I got 6 months to give? If you ain't got 6 months to give her to help heal her heart, then that's not your wife. Because when you did the wrong, it don't matter how long it's going to take. And then a lot of times what we do as men, we want to come back and then we don't want to hear about what we went through. We don't want to hear about what we did. No. She need time to drill you. She need time to ask you over and over why you did what you did. Why you did it, how you did it, what's going to make her believe you won't do it again. Now, when I'm talking to her, I'm telling her you got to forgive and forget. So if you want to take him back, that means you forgive him and you don't remind him of the offense. I'm going to tell her that, but she might not talk to me. I might not be her coach. So guess what? She might be drilling you, interrogating you for the next 6 months, for the next 12 months. She might get over it in 12 months, but then she might ask you twice a year. She might ask you on your birthday, why did you cheat on her with that skank? Guess what? You got to answer the question. Because you did it. Because you did it. You caused this. So you got to be able, and see, this is what a lot of men do. You come in, you don't do the work, or you do the work, and then when she bring it up, you, oh my goodness, oh my, again? Are we still talking about this? Why are we still talking about this? I thought this was over. I apologize. I told you I'm sorry. I thought this was over. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to love you. And you keep bringing this up. Now that's what you're doing. No, you can't do that. You got to sit there and you got to be like, I cheated on her. I cheated with her because I was stupid. I felt 2 inches tall. Like, I hated myself. I thought my thing was little. I thought I was ugly. And I used her to try to make me feel better. And then she's going to ask you the next question. What do you mean? I didn't make you feel like a man? I didn't make you feel good? Yes, you did. But I was so weak and lost and broken, I needed more. I felt like it wasn't you, it was me. I was trash. I'd never been affirmed. My mom didn't tell me I was handsome. My dad didn't tell me I was great. My school teacher didn't tell me I was worthy. I felt 2 inches tall. I was insecure. I was ignorant. I was weak. I was selfish. Guess what? You might have to say that 100 times. She gonna cry. She gonna be hurting. She going through all of that. But guess what? You did this. You did this. So if you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, that might be a sign you need to wash your hands. Let bygones be bygones. Admit that you did wrong. Admit that you broke the covenant and move on. Now, a lot of women don't want to hear that. You know, I've had women say, well, how can you say as a man that if you do wrong and you cheat, you're going to leave? That's some of the stupidity that I hear sometimes. That's how some women believe. They want a cheater to stay and to beg for forgiveness. Some women are like that. They want a cheater to stay. But guess what? She may want you to stay because she really loves you and cares for you, but she also going to be drilling you. She also going to be interrogating you and questioning you. And you're going to have an articulate answer. You're going to have to get beyond the grown boy shutting down, storming off, or jumping bad, bowing up, yelling, screaming, trying to look mad, trying to look bad, big, bad, and tough like the big, bad wolf, huffing and puffing. And you're going to have to sit down, be cool, calm, and collected, and answer her question. At the same time, you got to let her know. You may, as the man, say, listen, I'm going to pay for a session with a coach or a counselor so that we both can heal and we both can grow. Because in the session, I'm going to tell her, listen, the questions you're asking them out of insecurity. Do you really want those details to be playing through your mind for the rest of your life? So if you cannot forgive, then be woman enough to move on with your life. Because you sitting and asking him every single day what he did, that's only going to haunt you. And you're not going to be able to rebuild this relationship if you want to know every single detail, how many hairs she had on her leg when her underwear slid down her legs. You want to know every single detail. What color was her toenail? That's going to haunt you. So that's what I'm going to tell her in the session. Like, listen, there's rules to forgiveness. But guess what? I might not be there. So you're going to have to go about it the rogue way, to where she bashing you. You stupid idiot. Every 6 months. I hate you. I hate you. How could you do that? How could you do this? And you over there. And you. Whoa, hold on. I'm sorry. I said sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. And you going through all of that. You're going to have to ask yourself, is it too much damage? Because guess what? You were ignorant. You were weak. And that could be why you attracted that woman. She could be ignorant and weak too. Sometimes when you're trying to get your woman back, you have to stop and pause and realize if y'all are a disaster waiting to happen. That's the sad reality. Is that sometimes your mistake and the things you did is a sign that you were with the wrong person. Because you didn't have it in you. You didn't have enough love for her to be faithful to her or to treat her the right way. So that may mean she doesn't have your code. That she doesn't have your rib. She got another man rib. That's not your rib. That's somebody else's rib. So that may mean that you need to let her go. And it may not make sense. It may not sound fair that, oh, he cheated and he leaves me when I'm still crazy in love with him. But guess what? If she is crazy in love, that's toxic. It's one thing to be in love, but if she's crazy in love, that's toxic. So you chose wrong. Y'all were on the same level. You attract what you are, not what you want or what you need. You attract what you are, and that may be the sign. The only time when you're going back is when this woman is what you need. Not what you were, but she what you need, which will be a reflection of who you becoming. That's when you go back. You don't go back to date down. You don't go back to date like this. You elevate your life and you go into a woman that was already on that level, and you got to get up to her level. That's when you go back. Because there is such a thing as a broken woman, as a toxic woman. And that could be why y'all were together. So you got to realize if the situation is too toxic to even go back to. Because if she cannot forgive you and she does the work to heal her heart without making you a punching bag, then she's not where she needs to be either. Because she can't take and make an excuse and say, oh, because he did this to me, I got the right to be toxic and to be draining and to be ignorant and to be aggressive and abusive. I had the right to just berate him and just tear him apart and be physically and verbally and emotionally abusive because he did this to me. That's not right either. So if she's not whole enough and healthy enough to forgive and to move on, that's not your wife. And you're not her husband. Because guess what? In every relationship, there will be offenses. In every relationship. That's why this is called make it work. Because there is nothing easy about two humans who are selfish getting to know one another to become selfless. Now, once you become selfless, relationships are easy. My relationship with my wife is easy. It's easy breezy. This morning for this video, we wrestling, tussling on the bed, playing, having a good old time. She like to play and, play around and try to, treat me like I'm the woman. And she the man, and she like to play around and joke and have a good time. We were just shooting the breeze, just kicking it a little bit ago. It's easy. Last night we was up to 12 midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Had us a movie night. She made some popcorn, put some chocolate in there. We had some butter popcorn and chocolate. It wasn't healthy, but we had some water with it. And just kicking it. Went to bed. We ain't do nothing. That's what a lot of people think. Think that, oh, she got to be on her back. Oh, you Netflix and chill and had popcorn, then y'all ain't go get a midnight session. Nope. Went right to bed. She turned her way. I sat down on my phone, listened to my little YouTube videos, give them a daily knowledge, and she went on to sleep. I sit there and I rub her back and help put her to sleep. That's what a relationship is like. When two individuals mature and become selfless. So if you don't believe you can have that with this woman, then let this offense be the straw that broke the camel's back and go on about your business. But if this is the woman for you, this is what you're going to have to realize. It may take you about 12 months of diligent work, meaning that you're reading a book a week or a book a month. Y'all could read it together. You going to church if the churches is open, or whatever you into, whatever your faith, what y'all faith is. You reading your Bible, you praying, if that's your faith or whatever your faith is. You atheist, I guess you praying to a piece of grass or something, whoever you talk to, the oxygen in the air. But you reading your Bible, you praying, you going to church. Okay, you got a mentor. It could be a free mentor, or it could be a paid mentor on mymentor.life, link in the description. And you doing the work. You reading the books, you getting the coaching, you changing your behavior. Things that you would say, you're not saying it. Things that you would do, you're not doing it. You growing at a high rate in every area. And she could see that you're changing. She could see that you're blossoming. She could see that you're growing. That's what she could see. And understand, you're going to have to answer some tough questions. You're going to have to console her. This is another thing. You're going to have to be transparent. Give her your passwords. If it was cheating, give her your passwords to all your social media and to your phone. Shouldn't be no problem with that if you're doing the right thing. If you're not right back in here and you're not emotional cheating, physical cheating, shouldn't be no problem with that. Oh, that's my privacy. I don't believe in vape. Ain't no privacy in a relationship because the two become one. So if this your wife, the two become one. If y'all ain't married yet, but you see her as your wife, the two become one. Ain't no privacy in a relationship. Ain't no privacy. My wife got all my passwords. And any woman I'm talking to in the DM, on social media, in text message, she could read it. She could read everything that's said. It's a lady in South Africa just posted my book, and I DM'd, thank you so much. And I added to my story. My wife could see that. If I'm coaching a client and she give me her Instagram so that I could go and evaluate her page, get her feedback from a male perspective, I search her name, my wife could see everybody I search. So listen, you're going to have to be transparent. You're going to have to open up them lines of communication. You're going to have to answer those tough questions, and you're going to have to be on the straight and narrow. You're going to have to cut out bad vices and negative people. So if you got boys that's single and they still playing the field, they doing their thing, or you got boys that in a relationship but they cheat, and you done already let her know they cheat. You done told her they cheat in the past trying to make yourself look good, and then you turned out to be just as sorry as they were. Well, now you shot yourself in the foot. You got to cut them off. Yeah, your best friend, you got to cut them off, because this ain't about you and your best friend. What y'all butt buddies? What y'all butt buddies? No, this about procreation. This about reproducing. This about carrying on your lineage. Your homeboy can't carry on your lineage. You can't put nothing in him and he have a baby for you. This about your wife. That's who come first, your wife. This who gonna bear your children. This who gonna bear the children that's gonna carry your last name. So this who it's about. So if you got to cut your toxic mama off, you got to cut your toxic mama off. If this the woman you want to marry, you got to, and if your mama is toxic, you got to put your mama in check. You got to say, listen, mama, this is my wife. If you love me, then you need to love my wife. If you can't love my wife, you can't respect my wife, then you don't love and respect me. Because that means you don't trust my judgment. You don't trust my discretion. So what are you saying to me if you disrespected my woman? I told my mama that. I told my sister that. That's the only two women in my life outside of my wife. My mama and my sister. I let both of them know. You're going to respect my wife. Don't ever in your life let a negative word about my wife come out your mouth if you want to talk to me. Because it was certain times to where the other women in your life, mama, sister, whoever, they want to talk bad about yours. You got to protect that. You got to protect that. Put a hedge of protection, physically and figuratively speaking, around your wife. If you can't do all that, if you ain't got that kind of energy, that's not your wife. That's somebody else's wife. That's not your wife. I'm here to let you know. Anybody, somebody say a wrong word about my wife in a comment section. Or your wife should do this. Oh, your wife's only this. Or your wife only such a good mom because she's a stay-at-home mom. Blocked. Blocked. Don't speak on queens. If you can't bring that energy to your woman, that's not your woman. If you don't want to protect her, provide for her, if you don't want to go all out, bend over backwards for her, serve her, treat her like a queen. See, I don't keep score. I don't keep score. I'm ordering my wife a ring right now, a new wedding ring. I want to give it to her on her birthday or Christmas, but if I got to pay for it before then, I give it to her on May 32nd. You see what I'm saying? The day don't matter. The day don't matter. I want to show her love every single day. And if that means I got to get her something else for her birthday or something else for Christmas, so be it. That's how you got to bring that kind of energy as a man, as the head of a household, to your woman. See, today, what we doing is we saw. We want to manipulate a woman. We want to control a woman. We want to do all that. Listen, you got to come in and you got to be a true leader. A leader is a servant. You serve in love. You lead in love. It ain't about keeping score. It ain't about dominating her. It ain't about controlling her. It's about being a man. The toughest men in the world are the most gentle men in the world because they don't have nothing to prove. They'll snap your neck in a New York second if they have to. But you won't even know that they had the capability of doing that because they ain't flossing and flexing and huffed and puffed up because they real men. Guess what? I had to become that type of man. I used to be the opposite. Soft. I used to be the Eminem. Okay? Hard on the outside, soft on the inside. I had to become a real man. So when you go into real manhood, you're going to realize ain't nothing wrong with catering to your woman. Ain't nothing wrong with treating your woman like a queen. Ain't nothing wrong with articulating yourself and communicating to your woman so that you ain't got to be yelling and cursing and trying to storm off. Ain't nothing wrong with sitting down and having a manly conversation as a real man without yelling, screaming, cursing, name calling, and shutting down. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with giving your wife a gift on any day of the week, any day of the month. And it ain't her birthday, it ain't an anniversary, it ain't a holiday. It's a for nothing gift. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with cutting people off, cutting off them female friends. Because them female friends lying in wait, hoping that you get weak. Because they want to keep getting gifts from you, hellos from you, hoping that you get weak, giving you bad advice about your woman so that y'all could break up, so that one day you're going to look at her and say, man, you've been here all these years. I need to give you a chance. That's what your female friend could be waiting on. Ain't nothing wrong with cutting off them other women. Ain't nothing wrong with putting your family members in check about your woman. Ain't nothing wrong with cutting off your homeboys and saying, listen, man, until y'all get on this right here, I can't roll like that, bro. You still out there clubbing. You still out there, meat slanging. You still out there doing your thing, bro. Listen, I'm trying to build legacy. I'm trying to build lineage. You hear me? So I got to focus in and lock in on this here household. Get this woman in order. Get her to where her life feel like it's in order. To where her mind could flow and function because things is decent and in order. I need to get this in order with my woman, and then we gonna have children. I need it to be safe and secure and sound for my home. I don't want them watching us argue, watching us break up to make up. I don't want them seeing that because I don't want to pass down generational curses. I want to pass down generational blessings. So listen to me, my boy. Ain't nothing against you. I know we come up since we knee high to a grasshopper, but we on two different wavelengths right now. So I got to pull a different way. Guess what? I did that. And I went from 0 to a millionaire. And my boys who was there when I made that separation, they still there. They still in the same place, doing the same things, making the same kind of money. But when they saw me, now they could look, and now they got to look up when they see me. Now they like, wow. I was doing better than Tony. I was on another financial level than Tony. But this man now this man tapped in his purpose. Now this man doing this. What in the world? Yeah. I man up. I had to man up and grow up, and that's what you got to do. If you want your woman back, you got to become a real man. And you're going to have to go through the fire. You're going to have to do the work. When I say do the work, I'm talking about the coaching sessions, reading the books, the retreats, the YouTube videos, whatever it is that you need to do and that she wants you to do. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to suck it up, have the tough conversations. You're going to have to be completely transparent. She need to be able to hear you when you're on the phone, every phone call, every text message. She need to be able to look over your shoulder and read it. It ought to be so transparent that she don't even feel the need to snoop. She don't even have to sneak and go in your phone because she know your passcode. That you hand her your phone and say, hey, I'm going to the restroom, hold my phone for me. And you hand it to her open. You already put the code in. Hold my phone for me. It's on the messages. You just were texting with your homeboy at the elevator to your level. So y'all still cool. You just were texting so she could scroll whatever she want to scroll. That's what you got to create in your situation. I hand my wife my phone all the time. If I'm driving, hey, you'll respond to that text for me. Hey, you'll Google this for me on my phone. Hey, you'll do this. Hey, you'll do this. She all up and through my phone. Ain't got nothing to hide. You see what I'm saying? I'm locked in. So because I'm locked in, My life flourishing in every other area. It's benefits to faithfulness. My life flourishing in every other area. I can't even put it into words. If I tell you how God good to me, if I tell you how God good is, you'll throw up in your mouth. You'll be so upset, so hurt, you will throw up in your mouth because you'll be like, how in the world? Why him? It's because I manned up. I became righteous, started living right, treating my woman like a queen. So I received a favor from God that his word promises me. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. I'm operating in that season. I'm telling you, you want to be here. You want to get here. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. God bless you. I got some links in the description if you need them. We'll talk soon.